What's up, guys? Your boy Grant Tucker back out with this Week 18 Wildcard Predictions. For playoff predictions, I don't decide to just go from like the whole entire playoffs. I decide to just go through. I decide to go on and just go through each game week by week. And now we have an interesting setup now with the fact that now we have 7 teams in the mix now in the playoffs. So that should be pretty exciting. And also, if you guys were wondering what my record was, I went 164-92, and I had a percentage of 64%. I got a percentage of 64% just to go ahead and write that down. That's a pretty decent. I take that 64% because I'm not like a professional. I don't have all this inside stuff, and also some of my picks. I made some of my picks before game time decisions happened, so that changed some of my picks. Had some things being wrong, I had certain picks being incorrect and stuff. So I ended up having a record of 164-92, which 64%. So that's pretty good. Pretty good selection. Or pretty good pick selection. Sorry. So we'll start off with I don't actually know the order of these games. Let me go pull up the schedule real quick. What time each game starts. This season was a fun one. At the end of the day, some things were, this is a crazy season at the end of the day, but I think that it's still great at the end of the day. It was a great season, and I think we can all agree that it was a great season. And I'm excited for the playoffs here. So we start off 1 o'clock with the Colts going to Buffalo, take on the Bills. I think the Colts win this one here. However, it wouldn't surprise me if the Colts pulled off an upset here in Buffalo. This one is going to be the first game of the playoffs Sunday at 1:05 Eastern Time. I do all my predictions Eastern Time because that's what it has on ESPN. It's all times Eastern. So I have 1 o'clock. So at 1:05, I think the Bills beat the Colts, and they will end up hosting the higher seed of either Pittsburgh. So they'll host either Pittsburgh or Tennessee or even Baltimore. However, they will not be playing Cleveland at all. Cleveland, they do not play, or at least they won't play host to Cleveland. Kansas City, however, can. They can't play against Pittsburgh. Then next up, we have next up on our predictions here. Next up on our board here at the 4 o'clock time, we have Los Angeles going to take on Seattle. I have Seattle winning this one here. John Wolford's still the quarterback. John Wolford's still the quarterback for the Rams this week, most likely. Seattle has Russell Wilson. So Seattle has sorry, I'm getting a bunch of tweet notifications here. Seattle has Russell Wilson, better quarterback. I like Seattle here. They won in Seattle last 2 weeks ago, and I think they were able to pull through here with a victory and beat the Rams and move on to the divisional round to take on the Packers. To take on either New Orleans or Washington or even Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay wins and Chicago wins, then they'll be playing Tampa Bay. Or they'll host Tampa Bay. Then we have Tampa Bay going to Washington to take on the football team. I think Tampa Bay wins here. I think that Washington could get out Washington just needs the offense, and I think that's going to be the big thing between those two teams. Is I think the New England's offense and defense is more. I think New England's more, or not New England, Tampa Bay. Sorry, I'm thinking of Tom Brady, and I'm like, oh, New England. But Tampa Bay has a more complete team than Washington. I think Tampa Bay's offense is better than Washington's, and I think that their defense is worse. But I think that the offense, you need to have a decent offense and a decent defense, at least, to be able to win playoff games. I think the regular season you can have a bad offense but have a great defense and still win. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay here and win here. All these games are key matchups. So I'm not even gonna say this game's a key matchup and this game's a key matchup. I will rank my playoff, like which games I think are great. Give me. I'll be like, okay, number 6 is this one, and number 5 is this one, and number 4 is this one. But then we have the next day, we start off with a game on Nickelodeon, I believe, with Chicago going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. I kind of wonder how this is going to be. It's going to be on CBS and it's going to be on Nickelodeon both. But I think it's going to be kind of interesting to see that dynamic. I'm not going to watch it on Nickelodeon. I'm going to watch it on CBS because I'm not going to watch a game on Nickelodeon. That just sounds ridiculous. But I think that I think that it's going to be weird because, like, what if a player just goes on the sideline and just starts, like, just saying a bunch of curse words on the sideline, and, like, you can hear it because there's no fan. There's gonna be barely any fans there. So I think if you just hear someone just saying like the F word or something like that on the sidelines or in the game, and like it picks up on the camera, and the little kids that like the 5-year-old kids and that are watching are gonna be like, what did he say? And then it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. But I think the Saints win here against Chicago. I have met a lot of cool Chicago Bears fans, I will say, on Twitter. But I do think I do think that it's going to be interesting to see how Nickelodeon does their thing. But I think the Saints are going to win this game with Kamara coming back, and however they will be without Hendrickson, which will be a big loss for them on that defensive line. But I think Marcus Davenport will be a good player for them. Or I think Marcus Davenport, he's a good player. He just doesn't have enough opportunities because of just this better, good defense up front for the Saints, that he just doesn't fit in really there with Cam Jordan, Hendrickson. I think they play Shy Tuttle sometimes up there. They play Marcus Davenport. They just alternate who they play at the D line there. So it is what it is. And then we have Pittsburgh hosting Cleveland. Cleveland going to Pittsburgh. This is going to be an interesting game here because Cleveland's going to be without Joel Bitonio, and they'll be without head coach Kevin Stefanski this week due to reasons that I cannot say on camera. And New England, or not New England, God, I keep wanting to say New England because I'm just used to saying New England in the playoffs, and they're not. And then you have Pittsburgh here that's just ready to, that has really no one on COVID list, and I think that's going to be the big difference here, except Juju's been trash-talking the Browns, so I don't know, but it's in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh will go out Cleveland, so I'm just going to say that Pittsburgh is going to win this one. I think Pittsburgh will beat Cleveland. However, it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland were to pull out with a win. Then we have Baltimore going to take on Baltimore. This is the last game of the week here. This is going to be a short prediction video. Each prediction video is going to get shorter and shorter. I'm sorry for people that were wanting longer predictions. That's on me, or not on not I can't extend this to be 20 minutes long. But also I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I have something going on right now. That's why I keep looking up. I keep not talking for a minute, or looking at certain things. I'm not. I'm start saying certain things that don't even sound like I'm speaking English. It's because something's going on my phone. And I was in the middle of a conversation. Well, I'm on this Twitter draft on 2K, and I'm like, I gotta draft my team in 2K, and I kind of gotta hurry up and get this done here, before it gets my pick. But we have Baltimore going to Tennessee. Tennessee's won the last 2 matchups. I think Tennessee wins this one here because I think they're just in the cold. Derrick Henry pushes it up the middle. It's in Tennessee. It wouldn't surprise me, though, because the Ravens are on fire. Both teams are here on fire, and I don't think you can be wrong with anybody here. But I think Tennessee wins. And that concludes my predictions for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.